What's going on, everybody? Ryan the Mighty Quinn here, the cornerman underscore MMA. A big fight was just announced for UFC 287 between two top 15 welterweights. Number 12 in the world, Michael Chiesa, coming off a tough loss to Sean Brady. That was, I believe, 6 months ago, so it's going to be a little layoff for him. It's a return fight against Jingliang, who had just had a very controversial loss the end of last year to Danny Rodriguez. I know I had him winning that fight pretty sound. That was a nutty weekend overall, and he definitely got the short stick with the change of opponents and blah, blah, blah. So Li Jingliang and Michael Chiesa. The key to this fight is who can establish the straight punches in the body. That is going to open up separate aspects of offense between the two of them. With Michael, it's going to open up some takedowns. With Jingliang, it's going to open up power punches. So we'll get into that later. Let's break it down, what this fight means and why. So you got two top 12s. Whoever wins this is probably going to fight a top 5 opponent on their way down, a top 6 opponent on their way down, to see who could still hang in the top 10. That's what I think this does. This gets the immediate winner into the top 10, and then you're going to fight those people in the gray area. Now, the loser is probably going to go into that gatekeeper mode. Guys on their way up are going to fight said person to get into the top 15. Now, who wins where and why? I give the wrestling to Michael Chiesa. He had a solid wrestling background coming into mixed martial arts in high school. I was a little surprised with how he got taken down against Sean Brady, but against the fence, things do change. You know, the body locks, he does have a narrow frame. Sometimes that makes things a little bit easier. So I give the wrestling to Michael. Although Li Jingliang does have a Chinese wrestling background, which is very similar to judo for the most part. However, it doesn't translate to mixed martial arts as well as American wrestling does, which Michael possesses, plus the size. So yeah, I'm going wrestling to Michael, even though it's a little cheap top, a little 50-50. I'm giving it 60-40 Michael. Again, the grappling, I am actually going to Michael. I'm going to go to Michael again. I know that Michael is actually a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, where Jingliang is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm basing this off of two things: the area where they train, as far as jiu-jitsu depth, as well as what we've seen in their mixed martial arts careers. Now, I haven't seen anything that suggests that Jingliang is bad in jiu-jitsu. However, he clearly seems to be a striker, a power striker at that. And Michael has shown he could grapple, he can control on the ground. So I'm going grappling there. Striking, I am going Jingliang. I think that his boxing is really good. I think that he mixes kicks in with his boxing very well. And I like his head movement, which is going to be big in this fight. So overall striking, I'm going to Jingliang. Wrestling, jiu-jitsu / overall grappling, I'm going to Michael's. This is going to be a great fight. We're definitely set up to see something really cool here. Let's start with Michael. How does he get it done? Now, if I'm training on Michael, I was a little worried with what I saw with how he got taken down against Sean Brady with those body locks. It was moderately success. Like, he had a very high success rate. I would give Sean a B minus for his wrestling in that fight against Michael Chiesa, who has shown as the tough live winner, very good wrestling over his mixed martial arts career. So I was a little surprised with that. So I would really try to be first, on top of trying to establish winning the striking within the body. Whoever is going to be first is going to win this fight. So how do I make it so I'm going to implement my wrestling against this shorter, stouter striker? Now, short guys, I know this because I am a short guy, difficult to take down. The stout base, the level change for the taller fighter, it's a longer range. They're difficult to take down. So how do we do that? We have to extend. We have to move our opponent out of position. So how is he going to do that? Being the southpaw, he's going to have to establish that straight left hand. Like I said, to the body, I would go straight left hand to the head. I would go up and down. Straight left hand to the head, then straight left hand right here. Now, go back and watch John Hackelman videos with the pit, and Glover Teixeira does this very well too. And actually, a great example of this technique I'm about to explain, go watch Chuck Liddell versus Vanderlei Silva. It's how Chuck took down Vanderlei. He throws a straight punch, but he keeps it stiff in the chest. And after that, what that does is it backs up the opponent. It backs up the opponent. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw that straight left in here, and we're going to get that shorter opponent extended on his heels. What does that do? It takes his hands away from his legs. Bam, there's your double leg. If he somehow defends the double leg, you come back up with a right hook, straight left again. You can go back down and knock him out. So I highly suggest going back, watching that Chocolate El Vanderlei Silva fight. But that is the bread and butter. That's the moneymaker technique for Michael Chiesa in this fight. He wants to get this takedown by that. You don't want to engage in the boxing overall for a multitude of reasons. Like I said, I'm giving the striking overall to Lee in this fight. Let's try to take that away from him altogether. So establish that straight left hand, move the head offline, keep it in the center to use that pick, that ice pick as the pit calls it, and that ice pick takedown to a double leg. That's what I'm doing there. Control the opponent on the ground, keep them spread out, you try to establish grappling, somewhat make it boring and score, but I'm going that ice pick to grappling. That's what I'm doing if I'm Michael. Now, if I'm Lee, why do I need to establish that body shot? So Lee does a very good job against southpaws. He did it against Danny Rodriguez, where he wins the outside foot. He wins the outside foot. That's very big against on orthodox and southpaw fighters who could establish that outside foot. So Lee's going to do that very well here. He also has good head movement. He has a suspect feint, but he does throw it, and he gives a tough target to hit. Now, if he's going to be throwing that right hand to the body, that's going to keep him safe from going underneath things, going underneath strikes from the taller opponent. It's going to score because it's impact punching, and it's going to set up that left hook that he loves. I know that he likes throwing a lead left hook a lot. Here, it's going to be straight right to the body, left hook, or even left hook, straight right to the body, come left uppercut, straight right. So I think that straight right hand to the body is going to open up his power punches a lot. He can't really rely on making the bread and butter straight left hook against a tall left-handed opponent like Michael Chiesa. Too much is open. So I think by doing that and keeping the stance that he has, keeping herky-jerky somewhat, keeping the head offline, he's not going to be easy to hit. It's not going to be easy to set that takedown that I spoke on for Michael. So that's how we keep it standing for Lee. That's how we get it to the ground for Michael. Corner adjustments. So if I am Michael, I'm losing this fight because I can't get the fight to the ground. I'm probably being too slow to the punch. Lee is probably punching with me underneath those straight lefts that I'm trying to throw, and he's setting up those punches. So what do I got to do? Instead of looking for the takedown, I just got to go 1-2 and keep him at the end of things and make him kickbox with me in my range. 1-2 kick, 2 kick, 1 kick, and just stay moving. Just chop at those thick legs that he's got. Chop down those legs. Try to make it slow down the fighter with the powerful legs. That's what I'm doing if I'm Michael. And then try to see if I can go back to that takedown a little bit. But if I'm having success with the kickboxing, keeping the shorter fighter at range, that's what I'm doing. So now, if I'm Li Jingliang, if I can't win, if I'm losing this fight, it's because my corner is seeing that I'm not establishing those power punches. I'm not getting in on Michael. I'm getting taken down, and I'm just being kept at range. So I just got to really move my head with that overhand right. I'm going to start landing overhand rights to that left hook. I'm going to switch up to straight right to the body to left hook, to overhand right, left hook, overhand right with punches from Michael to the left hook. Try to get him against the fence. This is where that Chinese wrestling comes in a key. I'm going to try to get Michael against the fence and use my own takedowns, or just get him against the fence, extend his head with head position, dirty boxing, make it ugly, make it real ugly if I'm losing this fight and I'm Li Jingliang. That's what I got to do if I'm him. Go back and watch what Sean Brady did with those body locks. That's how you can use those tight waists, those underhooks that the Chinese wrestling offers, and go putting them against the fence. Anyway, that's what I got, guys. It's going to be a great fight. I'm really looking forward to it. UFC 287 is shaping up very well. Please like, subscribe, and share. Talk to you later.